The star cruiser drifted through the silent stretch of space, known as the Rift Passage. It was a region filled with drifting debris from ancient wars and unstable energy fields that flickered like distant storms. The cruiser belonged to the royal fleet of a distant alien empire, and on this particular day, it carried a single visitor who stood out more than any piece of alien machinery. A lone human soldier named Rian had been brought aboard as part of a diplomatic exchange program. Though the Empire had lived beside humankind for decades, both sides still viewed each other with curiosity and suspicion. Rian understood that he represented more than himself. Every step he took, every word he spoke, echoed far beyond this ship. He had been ordered to escort Princess Lyra, direct heir to the imperial throne. She was known across the galaxy for her calm judgment and strong sense of duty. Her people saw her as a future leader who would bring stability during turbulent times. Although she carried a royal aura, Rian noticed that she also carried a quiet loneliness behind her composed expression. Their meeting began in the Grand Hall, a chamber full of glowing pillars and smooth metal walls shaped like flowing waves. Rian stood at attention, his suit of reinforced armor covering every part of him. His helmet stayed sealed, as the ship's air composition could be harmful for extended exposure. He had been trained to follow orders without hesitation. Even so, the presence of the princess made him straighten his posture more than usual. Princess Lyra examined him with steady eyes. Her voice held authority, yet it was gentle. "You are the one sent from the human fleet to protect me during my survey of the Rift Passage." Rian responded with a respectful nod. "Yes, Princess. I am at your service." She circled him slowly, studying his armor. The suit was a marvel of human engineering. It had saved him through radiation storms, magnetic ruptures, and plasma fire in past missions. Its surface shimmered with energy lines that pulsed like a heartbeat. Her people had suits too, but none looked like his. Human technology fascinated them because of its strange blend of simplicity and raw practicality. "You rely heavily on your suit," she said. "It keeps me alive in unfamiliar environments," he replied. Lyra's gaze sharpened. "Sometimes the trust placed in tools prevents understanding between species." Rian kept silent. He did not know what she intended. After a long pause, she spoke a command he did not expect. "Remove your suit." Rian froze. It was a direct order, yet her tone carried no hostility. It was simply a request born out of curiosity and something deeper he could not yet understand. He answered calmly, "Princess, the air composition aboard your ship can affect humans. That is why my suit remains sealed." She raised one hand. "The chamber beside us can adjust its atmosphere to match your needs. I want to see the human beneath the armor. I must understand who stands beside me before we enter the rift storms." Her empire valued transparency in leadership. She believed no alliance could remain strong if both sides hid behind artificial barriers. Rian realized this moment was far more important than personal comfort. He gave a single respectful bow. "As you command, Princess." The adjustment chamber was circular and filled with soft blue light. The atmosphere shifted with a low hum as the system calibrated itself to human levels. Once the readings displayed green, Rian reached for the seals on his helmet. The magnetic locks released with a soft click. Lyra watched with full attention, her hands clasped in front of her. When the helmet came off, she inhaled softly, not in fear but in surprise. She had expected a hardened warrior with cold eyes and a stern face. Instead, she saw someone young, with calm features shaped by difficult years, yet brightened by quiet resilience. His expression held discipline, but there was also kindness and a steadiness she had rarely seen among her own guards. "You look so different from what I imagined," she said. Rian set the helmet aside. "I hope that is a good thing, Princess." "It is," she replied. Humans hide behind armor, but your face speaks truth. He removed the rest of his suit piece by piece until only his underlayer remained. She noticed faint scars on his arms and shoulders. None were violent enough to disturb, but they showed the reality of his past missions. These marks were symbols of endurance, not brutality. You have carried many battles, she said softly. Every soldier does, he replied. She circled him once more, but this time her gaze was different. Not analytical, not judgmental, but thoughtful. My people believed humans were fragile, she said. Yet your strength is not in muscle or bone. It is in something else. Rian blinked. What do you mean? You stand here without fear. You follow orders even when unsure. You trust your allies even when we do not fully understand each other. This is a strength my people sometimes lack. Rian did not know how to respond. Compliments from royalty were rare and usually symbolic. Yet here she was speaking as though she saw him not as a representative of humankind, but as an individual worthy of recognition. Before he could speak, the ship shuddered. A low alarm echoed through the hall. Lyra turned toward the door. The rift storm has awakened sooner than expected. We need to return to the command deck. Rian quickly retrieved his suit, but she raised a hand. You do not need to seal it yet. The adjusted chamber extends its airfield to the next corridor. Stay close to me. They moved through the hallway as red lights flashed above. The rift passage was known for sudden storms of unstable energy that could tear through shields. The royal cruiser shifted course, but not fast enough. A surge of glowing energy spread across the viewing panels outside, forming a wave that struck the hull. The lights flickered as the ship groaned under the pressure. Rian reached for the wall to steady himself. Your Highness, are you safe? She nodded. I am fine. But we must reach the control center. The storm will intensify. As they hurried forward, a section of the corridor crackled with static energy. The barrier field malfunctioned, locking down a portion of the ship. Lyra attempted to override the panel, but the system refused her command. This field is blocking the path, she muttered. Rian approached the control plate. His fingers danced over the panel. Human training often required learning multiple alien system interfaces. He recognized the energy pattern. This field is not stable, he said. It can be forced into a reset, but someone will need to hold the conductor rods in place. Lyra frowned. The rods are electrified during a reset. Anyone who touches them suffers nerve damage. Rian gave a simple reply. Then it must be me. She stepped forward as if to stop him. No, you are my escort, not a sacrifice. He met her gaze with steady calm. I am not sacrificing anything. This is duty, and it is only dangerous if misaligned. He reached for the rods before she could protest again. The chamber hum increased. Energy surged across the lines. Rian's arm shook slightly as the shock spread through his muscles, but he held firm. The control panel blinked red, then yellow, then green. The barrier field collapsed. Lyra hurried to his side. Your arm. I will recover, he said. We need to move. They continued down the corridor with the ship trembling around them. Lyra walked more quickly, but her eyes kept flicking toward him. She had seen warriors endure pain before, yet the human way of doing so felt different. There was no dramatic display, no attempt to impress. Just quiet resolve. They reached the command deck as the storm reached full intensity. Alien officers worked rapidly at their stations. The entire viewing wall showed swirling waves of blue and red light pressing against the hull. Lyra stepped toward the captain. Status. The storm has penetrated our outer shields, the captain replied. The core shields are holding, but not for long. Lyra turned to Rian. What would your fleet do in this situation? Rian studied the storm pattern. Your ship generates a steady shield frequency. Humans use shifting frequencies because rift storms disrupt predictable patterns. If we alternate your shield rhythm, we can ride the storm instead of resisting it. The captain hesitated. That technique is unstable. Lyra raised her hand. We will try it. Prepare to shift frequencies. Rian stood beside the technicians, guiding them through the pattern. The ship's hum changed as the shields adjusted. For a moment, the storm roared louder, then softened. The cruiser glided through the energy waves instead of taking the full impact. A collective breath filled the room. Lyra turned to Rian with clear relief. You have saved us. I only shared what I knew, he answered, but she did not look away. Her expression held far more meaning than simple gratitude. She had witnessed many skilled officers and experienced warriors. Yet the human soldier before her seemed to embody a rare combination of courage, calm, and selflessness. Once the storm passed, the crew relaxed. Repairs began. The ship entered a calmer section of the rift. Lyra motioned for Rian to follow her to a quiet observation deck. The long windows showed a field of glowing debris drifting gently through space. She stood in silence for a moment, her hands resting on the railing. You surprised me today, she said softly. Is that good or bad? It is remarkable, she replied. Rian lifted his gaze toward the stars. Humans and your people have misunderstood each other for years. Maybe this mission can change that. Lyra studied him with thoughtful eyes. It already has. She stepped closer, though still with regal composure. When I ordered you to remove your suit, I expected to see only vulnerability, she said. Instead, I saw honesty, determination.